Well, more of the same. Obviously, with we know the guy's a sinker ball guy, and he's a guy you got to force up in the strike zone, and we just weren't able to do it. We got a few guys out there, and honestly, D starts it off with a hit. Martin hits the ball right on the nose, right at the shortstop. D hits one right on the nose, right at second baseman. So, there's some balls that are hit firm, and those end up being, kind of easy double plays, and a little bit of luck in there, a couple of them, but with each. Just, I guess, obviously frustrating that we get some guys out there just weren't able to do anything with it.
And after the very uplifting win on Friday, just to kind of follow that up with these
Yeah, a couple of duds. It's tough because we really, on all honesty, I guess we should have got swept here. And, we win the one game, but one of those ones that it's hard to think you're going to win that one. But once you do win that one, you kind of feel like you got a little momentum. Let's come play good the next day and get a win. And get great pitching, and we weren't able to score. And today we really get good pitching again. The guys have kept us in the game, and they've given us a chance. A lot of people talk about our pitching, but they've really given us a chance to win games.
With the offenses, you consider maybe making a few lineup changes or moving the order around? What do you kind of?
I could do it. I guess we could throw it in the hat and spin it around and hope magic pops out. And but you've been doing something all year long, and I think we just got to get better.
What do you sense from the guys? I mean, it just almost seems.
I obviously haven't been in the locker room, since the game was over. But I'm sure it's not very good. It was, fairly flat as the game moves on today. I'm sure our guys know that. I think we're last in the league in runs this month, and they know our offense hasn't been very good. We just have to find a way to get better. And if that's doing some more things, more hit and run, whatever we need to do. Maybe I need to do some things differently as far as putting guys in motion and things like that, and try to generate some offense. But it's hard to move D or, Martin or Yelly around. At this point, your lineup's been thinned out a little bit, and you don't have a whole lot of choices to stick guys in different spots and think that's the answer to win a game. I think we've tried to be consistent all year long with what we do. And again, we've got chances to win games. So it's not like we haven't been able to. And I've talked about offense or different things with your club all year long as far as momentum and how things change so quickly. We go to Cincinnati, lose 3 in a row at the end of that series. Then we go to, it feels terrible, and we go to Pittsburgh and we win 3 in a row and we feel great. And you win a come from behind game and you feel good, and then and then you throw 2 in a row like this, you feel horrible again. So that's this time of year. I think it's any time of year, but I think now that we're a club, we're a young club in a sense, in a pennant race for the first time, and I've talked about it probably a couple weeks ago, that we're going to find out about our guys. We're going to find out, how hard it is to play at this time of year, when every game counts, when every at-bat counts, every pitch you throw counts. Every run you give up or not able to get in from third base or, move a runner to third or something like that, they all have a chance to cost you a game, and they feel terrible right now when you lose one of those. So these are some of the things I think that we're going to find out about our club, and hopefully we find it out in a good way that we're making the adjustments and we're doing what we need to do to win games. But that remains to be seen. I think we've been fairly fortunate with teams around us in this wild card race that they've let us kind of stay in it. What are we? I don't even know what we are. 4 games over or something like that. So that means we're below 500 since the break. And it's hard to expect that you'd still be in a race, really playing under 500 baseball at this point. But the fact of the matter is that we are in a race, and we are in. Now I went back to it before. If you say in spring training we're going to be at August 28th, and you're going to be a game and a half at the start of the day in a wild card race, and you have a chance to get hot and play great baseball down the stretch and get yourself in the playoffs. We would all sign up and say, okay, we're good. You know, we haven't been there in a while. So it's something that's still attainable. And as bad as it looks right now, in this little storm that we're in, it's still doable, right? And that's the one thing we can't get away from and get rid of that belief. But that doesn't mean that you just kind of show up, play the game, and hope it happens. You have to make it happen. That means guys have to have quality at bats. You have to have an approach when you walk up there against the pitcher. We have to make quality pitches when we need to make them. Things like that, right? So those things aren't just going to happen for us because there's other teams, and the teams that we're in this thing with are Pittsburgh, the Mets, the Giants, the Dodgers. These teams are not, all of them have been in wild cards over the last few years. These aren't teams that are unexperienced that are just going to fold up and go away. And we can't fold up and go away either. We've got to grow up, have an approach, and be ready to play tomorrow. We can't go into New York dragging our heads or feeling bad about anything. We have to continue to play. And again, those are things that we're going to learn about this club. If we're going to move forward as an organization, as a team, these are the things that we have to do. And so whatever adjustments that I have to make, our coaching staff has to make, if it's putting more time in one thing or the other, then we have to do that. But also the players, you have to do it also. I mean, it really is a player's game, and at the end of the day, they're gonna have to execute game plans and get themselves good pitches to hit, make quality pitches when you make them. So it really will get back to that, and that's what it does end up at the end of the day, but we all have to take responsibility for where do we get better, and how do we get better, and what's going wrong, and what do we do about it.
You've got 4 games against one of those teams you mentioned coming up here. You see it as an opportunity to right the ship quickly and change the mood quickly?
Yeah, I do. Every day is the start of start of our season, and I think that's the way we have to look at it. We have to win every day. We're in a situation where we just need to win games, and that's really all that matters. And it's not even 4 games; it's 1 game. We got to be ready to play tomorrow. It's going to happen quick. It's going to be here. We're going to be in a new city and wearing road unis and be ready to go. And that's what's going to happen tomorrow. Now, how we're going to play, we'll see. How we're going to respond to what's been going on these last few days, we find out.
Don, just quickly going back to the 4th inning, did you think about walking Sardinas once Rosales stole second?
Not really at 2 strikes. Trusting Nico and JT to make pitches there, to not give in, obviously, to a guy. But once you got him 1-2, you like your chances of being able to throw balls out of the strike zone, throw the ball in the dirt, throw the ball up in the zone, get him to swing at something that you want him to swing at. So at that point, obviously it always crosses your mind, but you feel like you're in a good spot there. It is the 4th inning, and you feel like you're going to get that guy out if you're able to throw the ball where you want it at that point.
Switching gears, just curious about your thoughts on Gary Sanchez. If you've been keeping track of the tremendous start the kid's had.
Oh, in the catcher, obviously on fire. I haven't kept track that much, but it's kind of hard not to. If you watch any kind of sports, Sports Center or following baseball, to see the kids, swinging the bat.